What is going on, collector? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Belligerent. Like, comment, share, and or subscribe. Alright, so this video is specifically for those who are struggling with addiction. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards for you guys. Oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me. But yeah, after that last video, I mean, I don't really expect too many views with the last video too much, you know what I'm saying? But I did want to do something different. The whole point of me doing this channel is to kind of like reach out to, you know, certain groups of people and stuff like that. So today I'm going to reach out to my people who are struggling with addiction. See what kind of messages are coming through for you guys, and see what kind of, I don't know, just take what you can and leave what leave what don't resonate. And hopefully I can drop a gem or two to help you get to your journey. You know what I mean? All right, so let's see what's going on here. You have the Queen. Oh, you got the Mirror. And you have the Big Chop. Okay, so basically I'm talking to a mother who is struggling with addiction with a younger child here. Look like she has a younger child. Well, not young, but it looks, you know, as you can see, it looks like she's of age almost, maybe. But basically what I'm seeing here is that I mean, don't get me wrong, when we are young and stuff like that, we don't never say, hey, you know, when I grow up, I want to be addicted. Okay. No one ever says that. No one ever says that, right? But this is just something to kind of like, you know, help you, give you perspective about certain things. But this girl, this daughter, it kind of like scares her. It's like there's a trauma that's building up in your daughter. And basically this trauma is derived in her doing everything that she can to avoid being like you. Because you probably could have said, oh, don't be like me, don't this, don't that, whatever. Well, essentially, that's what her trauma is deriving in. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, we all make mistakes. But for a young girl like this, it's easier for you to demonstrate what kind of woman you want her to be versus showing her what you don't want her to be. Because when you show her what you don't want her to be, what's ending up happening is she's very paranoid and cautious with almost every decision that she makes, because she sees pieces of you in certain decisions and she try to avoid it, which actually kills off, you know, her light, her joy in life. You know what I'm saying? So the vibe I'm getting here is that there's this young child, this girl, this teenager who sees how this addiction affected her mother. She is growing into her power with the salamander on her shirt. Okay, she's growing into her power. She's becoming a female, a woman, right? And now she's kind of like contemplating on what kind of woman she will be. And she definitely, don't get me wrong, there's, you know, she sees good things in you. There's a lot of good stuff that she do see in you, but there's some things that just concerns her and scares her, especially about your addiction, you know, because I know in my family we had, I think every family has somebody who was addicted, you know. But the scariest part about that is like, if somebody's addicted and you don't know who they're hanging out with, or if something happens to them and nobody's, you know, letting you know what's really going on, you know. And then you have the Big Chop, right? So with the Big Chop, basically it refers back to what I was saying about her taking cautious to avoid all these pitfalls in her life based off of what she see with you, because it, in a sense, it kind of like, it scares her, because she knows she's going to be a mother someday. She's going to be, you know, she's going to be a mother, she's going to be a wife, she's going to have female roles to, you know, fulfill just like you. Okay. And what's going on here is that a lot of the stuff that she sees in you, you know, and, you know, it's not like, you know, trying to demonize or anything like that, but just an explanation of what's going on. This person is constantly reshaping themselves, constantly trying to reshape themselves, and constantly doing introspection and retrospecting their life. to make sure, you know, that they avoid becoming, you know, in this manner, you know. And maybe this woman is grown up now. Maybe this is a young girl who saw her mother who was addicted, and then she started growing up, and then she ended up seeing aspects of her mother and herself, and now she wants to change. So there's two different stories here, right? I'm gonna pull on both of them. So this is gonna be for the young girl, and well, I'll put it right here. This is gonna be for the young girl, and then this is for the young girl that grown up, right? All right, so for the young girl part, you know, like I say, well, technically it would be for the mother who has the daughter who, you know, it says knocked up pregnancy expecting mothering. So yes, this child could be with the child. This young girl could be expecting a child. You have connect, and the person that she needs the most is you. But it's hard to communicate and talk to you because you are preoccupied with something else. You see what I'm saying? But this daughter, she needs you. She needs you. There is something, this could be something that happened in your life. This could be a circumstance where when you were young, you had a child at a young age, or at an age you wasn't necessarily prepared to have a child at. But now it's reoccurring in her life. And that's why she's retrospecting and looking in the mirror at herself, because it kind of reminds her of your story. And it scares her. It scares her because, you know, she don't want to end up being, you know, becoming, you know, addicted. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, well, I'll put it like this. She doesn't want to follow the same exact steps as you. That's why she's constantly trying to change herself. She could be trying to change her appearance a lot and stuff like that. Or maybe she just was one of those girls who got a lot of attention off social media, you know, because she was trying her best not to become like, you know, her mother. Essentially, it created some insecurities in herself, and she resorted to social media, which led to some guy that she met, and you know, that's where that happened. But at the end of the day, this is a circumstance where she needs her mother. And it's really difficult for her to connect with her mother. If this is you, and if this is your story, it's difficult for her to connect with you because she feels like, you know, whatever addiction, it gets in the way. So, you know, at this time, you know, there's somebody out here who needs you. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't necessarily know you, but I can say that I know that you're gonna do the best that you can with what you got from where you are. I just got faith that you're gonna give her the best advice that you can give her. Matter of fact, whatever advice that you wish somebody would have gave you at that age probably might be best. There's something about advice or some kind of advice that you wish somebody had gave you when you were her age that would, you know, definitely help in this situation, right? So this is for the woman who actually grew up into this or whatever. Because remember I said that, you know, there was one where it's the young girl and she's, you know, this other story, it has to do with the young girl actually is grown now. And there's still elements of that resting in her subconscious mind, which causes her to constantly change herself, you know, based off of insecurities and stuff. And it says key player in reverse here. It says important person playing an essential role, irreplaceable. Yes, she does everything she can to make it where she's irreplaceable in people's lives. It's almost like she plants herself in people's lives, and basically she tries to become the model, like almost like a model person that somebody would want, because she lacks that motherly affection and love from within her childhood. She lacked that motherly like love, or it could even just be, you know, a parent. As a matter of fact, if you flip it, this could be for a masculine too. This could be a father and his son. You see what I'm saying? Could be a mother and her daughter, a father and his son. Okay. So basically, this child is an adult now, and what ends up happening is they're constantly shape-shifting and changing in order to be what somebody needs or desire them to be. Almost like they're trying to be irreplaceable to people so that they could keep somebody in their life. Protect. So maybe this child had in their life when they were growing up, essentially they were like the parent because of the addiction, whatever the addiction may be, right? And this child was tasked with feeling like she always had to protect her parent, which isn't a bad thing, because if you ever grew up with a parent that had an addiction in any way, shape, or form, you know that it's really easy for them to get, taken advantage of by people. People take advantage of people who are with addictions all the time, and it doesn't get talked about. So let's see what kind of advice that we got here for this situation or circumstance. Okay, so going back to the young girl who's pregnant, who needs her mother, right? You got drifter experiences and you have encouragement. Yes, she definitely needs you right now because she doesn't feel encouraged. She might even be disappointed in herself. She feel like her life is over. She feel like the experiences that she will be having in life is basically over. See, that's the vibe, that's the only energy I could pick up, that she feel like her life is over and like this is like the end and all this other stuff. But essentially, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not. But in her young mind, she don't know that, because a lot of times with being young, when you feel like you let somebody down, somebody important down, it's really hard to live with that shame, that guilt. It really is. And with the underage or teenage pregnancy, I think that's a really, really difficult thing to deal with or live with, on top of having a parent that has an addiction of some kind of way, shape, or form. Let me move these down. I am going to get to the advice aspect after, lay everything out here. But yeah, right now she really needs her mom. But she really needs her mom, but she needs the part of her mom that you know what I'm saying, that she need a part of her mom that isn't affected or influenced by her addiction, by the addiction. That's what she needs right now. She made whether a mistake or not, at the end of the day, it's here now. It ain't nothing, you can't get mad at her, you can't, you can get mad. But how you handle it is very important, because this is it affects multiple lives. It affect your relationship with your daughter. It affect her relationship with her child, and it's gonna affect how that child is raised or how that child develops. She could really, whoever this young girl is, she could really use some advice right now. Don't get me wrong, we criticize all the time. You're gonna be mad, that's one thing to be mad. But, right now, she really needs a parent. She needs a parent right now. She already feel like, she already knows she messed up. She already know that life is gonna be different. It's not the way she envisioned it going. And, like I say, that's life. And I'm gonna be honest with you, at the end of the day, before you get upset with her or anything like that, one thing that I ask that you consider is how many mistakes that you made in life. And true enough, you are dealing with the consequences of it, and you're trying to do the best that you can to compensate for that, because you didn't want your child to make that same mistake. But that's the whole point of that addiction too. If you don't want that child to end up with that same addiction, there's definitely something to try to, angle like, oh, you need to fix it, because I know how that go too. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to consider getting assistance with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's no longer about you. It's about this child, and this child that's about to be born. If that make any sense. Now, to the woman who actually grew through the situation with the parent who was, was addicted, right? The advice here is mindful, groupthink. and Gentle Gardener. This person is really hard on, she's really hard on herself. This woman is really hard on herself. It's almost like she has to have perfection in everything that she do. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. She thinks a lot. She's very creative. She has a very beautiful mind. Very creative. Always innovative, creative. She could have gone many places and talk to all kind of people and stuff like that. She could be well versed. But the thing is that she prioritizes others over herself. With the Gentle Gardener in reverse, yes, she prioritizes other people over herself. She doesn't necessarily, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think she she thinks she's less important. But the thing is that she's in a circumstance, a situation where she feels that it's her purpose to be what other people need her to be, because of, in her childhood, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's who she had to be. Now, one thing about trauma, that I had learned is this. Whatever age somebody's trauma occurred in, sometimes people stay at that age. So let's say if it was something that happened to you at 15, a lot of times people don't grow out of that 15-year-old mind state. And it carries on into their adulthood. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I was led to say that, but that's what it is. Okay, so let's pull some cards and clarify everything about this, about everybody, and see what's going on here. Matter of fact, let's look at the, let's see what's going on with her. Okay, so we got the young girl, so let's see what is going on with her and how this addiction is affecting her. Maybe it'll help in, help with a few things here. Okay, let's see how it affects her. Two of Pentacles. It's like she is overwhelmed all the time because she always has to prioritize what's going on with you over everything that she has in her life, going on in her life. So it could be she was looking for some kind of love or affection, and she happened to find it in, like, the opposite gender, But she just feels like this, because of this addiction that, this parent is dealing with, whether it's male or female, it causes, it's like a disruption. And well, I ain't gonna say a disruption in their life, it just overwhelms them, is the vibe that I wanted to say here. It really overwhelms them sometimes because of the duties that's involved with you, right? Got the Hermit card in reverse here. Yeah. Most of the time she's like in her room or she's alone thinking to herself, and it really wears her down because she's constantly thinking about you and what's going on with you and how you are indulging in this escapism. So yeah, it looks like she kind of like, basically it's like she isolated herself. She blocked herself off from the rest of the world. I wonder if she might have blocked herself off from the world, but that's why she resorted to like social media though. Because essentially it's almost like she was trying to find some kind of way to fill that void with the star card here. She was trying to fill that void, and in filling that void, it led to like, some kind of like attention that she wasn't used to getting, especially at home. Because at home, she's always, stressed out, trying to figure out how to, do all kind of stuff. Yeah, Eight of Swords in reverse here. She felt liberated with the attention that she was getting. So with her, feeling liberated, you know what I'm saying? That's the only time that she really felt liberated. Now, when in terms of like the addiction and stuff like that, it's like she knows that you can break this. Whatever it is, this person, they've seen you do, what they saw you do something before, whether it was like you walked away from it for a small period of time, or you quit an addiction that was stronger than what you're dealing with now, or whatever it was. But they feel like, you know, you can break free of it. This person, this girl or this child has a lot of faith in you that you can break this, whatever this is. They think that you're just essentially like, yeah, they have a lot of faith in you. They believe that they know you can break this. Yeah, courage, confident, independent, focused, zest for life, detriment of joy. Yeah, this is the person that they miss. They miss the days when, you know, the older days when, you know, it was, you know, when you were like happier. Without whatever this is, you were a lot happier. You were stronger. You were way more confident than what you are now. You were determined. There was, you know, you probably even, you know, smiled more or whatever it may be, but this person misses that. You had control over your life. The Queen of Wands, the Queen comes out twice. This child sees you as the Queen. You see what I'm saying? But this addiction, it kind of made them, you know, it turned some things upside down. The Sun card in reverse, yeah, it killed all the light and the joy in you. And this child noticed it. Maybe you became moodier, maybe you became depressed, maybe you were going through like mood swings and stuff like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just slowly but surely, you probably went through depression. A lot of depression and stuff like that. Yeah. Got the Ten of Wands out here. Right now, this, you know, it seemed like there's a lot of burdens on this child right now. There's a lot of burdens. This person, or this child, feel like they have to do everything. And I mean, don't get me wrong, as a kid, you know, we all already feel like we got to do everything. But this child is really overwhelmed because they are the caretaker. Oh, excuse me. They're getting burned out and overstressed. And one thing about getting stressed out, especially as a female, yeah, well, I ain't gonna put words in your mouth, but a lot of times, you know, with females, when they get stressed out and they're of age, usually they run towards the opposite sex, and you already know why. So I'm thinking that's what it was. You know, she was just stressed out from everything that was going on at the house, her trying to help you with your addiction or help you, you know, take care of everything. And now she has to take care of this, and on top of a pregnancy. Yeah, the Hangman in reverse here. Yeah. She don't know what she's gonna do. Like I say, that fear came back. You know, it's like, you know, she don't know what she's gonna do. She's already trying to help her mom get clean, or what if she's not helping you get clean, you know, she really could use your help. And that's what she wants. She definitely wants you to get clean so you could, you know, it could go back to the way it was. It's not even about like getting clean for, you know, her own personal gain. It's because she misses you. She misses you a lot. She missed the way, you know, you used to treat her. She missed the way that you loved her. She missed the way that you hugged her, you played with her, how you used to talk to her and stuff like that. She missed all of that. Whatever this is, she misses that. She missed being able to be vulnerable and be like, you know, a girl again. You know? Four Wands out here. Celebration, joy, harmony, marriage. Yeah. So she wants to get married. She want to have a home. You know, all that kind of stuff. Something about homecoming. I don't know if she was doing something around homecoming. I don't know if she was doing something around homecoming. But yeah. Oh, I don't know why. Oh, okay, yeah, homecoming. Wow. Okay. So yeah. Like I say, she definitely missed the way things used to be. And then you got the Hierophant in reverse here. So yeah, it's like I don't know if you guys you raised her traditionally or whatever it may be, but she knows. It's like she already knows what she did was wrong. She already know. You know what I'm saying? She know deep down in her, she already had that guilt. You know what I'm saying? And before you criticize her, one thing to consider is like, that same, no, I shouldn't say that. I definitely shouldn't say that. Because I don't know if that's the same or not. But basically, if you ever let somebody down in your life, that's exactly what she felt like. I had a brother that, was addicted. And, it just, I don't know, man. It just really broke my heart to watch him, the way he was, And he will always regret, his addiction, but he just knew he couldn't stop. And it'd be like that, But, sometimes we just need to see you make an effort, And that's probably what this young girl is really pushing for. She know that you could, stop, or that you could, well, I'll put it like this. With my brother, I didn't know what it was like to be addicted. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know what it was like. So I always tried to tell him, like, if you can't stop, do your best to try to limit what you do. Just do your best to try to limit what you do every day. Because with certain stuff, especially like alcohol, you can't just stop cold turkey, or it's your system shut down. You know what I'm saying? But, taking control over it, and, having control over it was the most important aspect, right? Got the King of Cups here. Yes, whoever she is, this young girl or boy or whoever this child is, they have a lot of love and respect for you. They have a lot of love and respect for you. It's just that they made a mistake at this point in time. All right, so let's check out the other side, because I didn't expect the reading to go this long. That's like 30 minutes right there. So let's see what's going on. All right, so this is the woman who grew up with a parent that was addicted. Let's see here. You got the Three of Swords out here. Yeah, whoever this is, it created a situation where this person always expected the worst in the situation, which is why, they created this protective energy around themselves and their parent or whatever it may be. It just kind of give me the vibe of, let's see, forgiveness. Maybe this person is finding it difficult to forgive their parent and releasing the pain of what they had to experience growing up. You got the Lovers here, and you got the Hermit card here. Yes, this person is hot and cold in their relationships as a byproduct. I mean, don't get me wrong. This person love who they're with. They could even be married, but they love who they're with. But there's times where this person have to get away. It's like they gotta break away. They gotta, you know what I'm saying? Gotta re-examine themselves. They have to meditate. They have to be conscientious of their behaviors because they are afraid. It's like they have this fear or this trauma of becoming what their parent was as a child. I mean, what their parent, yeah, I said it right. Got the Queen of Wands in reverse here. So sometimes it's like this person could be overly confident and try to take control over the situation, because it's like, okay, so this person is used to protecting, right? Used to protecting, used to taking care of everything, whatever it may be, right? And now it's starting to manifest in this person's life as being domineering. So this person becomes what other people need in their life, and then they become domineering to try to basically impose safety. They're so busy trying to make sure that this environment is safe, or that it's safe, especially for this person and everybody else involved, according to this person's, you know what I'm saying, idea of what safety is, that they have a tendency to be overbearing and domineering. That way, I guess, they have a vision of what peace look like, or what it should be, and then they're going off of that. So if there's a conflict to the peace that they envision, they have this way of trying to put everybody or everything in check in order to make it go their way. You got the Hierophant card out here. Yes, like I say, whoever this is, they try to enforce things to be the traditional way. Probably very strict. Very strict, as a result of this addiction. I mean, as a result of this parent that they grew up with that was addicted. This is the byproduct of what happened to this person here. They end up being really strict. Could even be in a church too. It's kind of like, this give me the vibe of somebody who went towards all the opposite things that their parents was involved in. But it's putting a strain on this person, because this person is, you know what I'm saying? It's only so much you can do. Eight of Swords out here in reverse, yeah. So this person, basically, they saw how the addiction affected their parent or whatever. So now it's kind of like they do their best to try to avoid anything that could cause addiction. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're overly cautious and try not to overindulge in anything. And sometimes not even indulge in certain stuff. You got the Ten of Wands out here, but it stresses them out. It burdens this person. That's one thing that this girl and that other girl had in common, is that they're burdened by this addiction that had taken place, or this addiction of this parent. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of extra responsibility. As a result, this woman now living through that, it causes her to have to take control over things and make sure that everything is running a certain kind of way, in order to make sure everything is good. Two of Pentacles here, yeah. Now that she is older, she's trying to refine that aspect of herself that she lost along the way, where it's like she's trying to rediscover her own childhood. She's trying to rediscover herself. She's trying to bring everything into balance, basically. Because sometimes what happens is we, like, let's say if okay, in this circumstance situation, basically, she saw something that she didn't like, right? And then she tried to like get away from it, right? Because she saw the effects of it, how it affected her, right? Or her parents. She didn't like that, right? So she started doing all the opposite things of that, right? Now that she's done all the opposite things, she could be very successful. Now she's starting to have this conflict within her about, is she truly living life, or is she just operating out of fear? It's a existential crisis, is that what this person is having later in their life. Three of Cups here. Yeah, this, like I say, in this person's heart, they want to go out, they want to have fun, they want to drink, they want to do all these things, but after the life that they lived with this parent that was addicted, it really took a toll on them. It really took a toll on them. You know what I'm saying? They want to go out, they want to party and stuff like that, but this person is trying to balance it out, where it's like they can mentally make a mental note of, or have this curve as to how to keep it in check or balanced. because they don't want to end up. It's like this person is traumatized based off what that parent had happened to them. You got the Knight of Swords here, yes. So yes, this person probably what's this? Action oriented, defending fast thinking, defending beliefs. This person is a fast mover though. This person moves fast. So the vibe I'm getting here is like usually when this person make a decision on something, they execute it or they move on it. So, and that comes from them having to make all the decisions in the home. So let's see how they feel about this parent, or what's the message to this parent. Or matter of fact, we'll get the advice for the parent. That's what I'm already over 30 minutes, so well, you know, let's see what's up. So the advice for the parent here basically is like, you know, in this circumstance situation, when it comes to this addiction, basically, obviously, you know, you're being told, you know, you're definitely going to have to choose. You have to, this is a time for you to love yourself. And the reason why is because you deserve to love yourself. If you don't love you, whatever you're addicted to definitely don't love you. The people who help you indulge in that, they don't love you. So if you're out here and you're loving everybody else, who's loving you? Who's putting you first? Who's taking care of you? Who's truly in your corner? You've been in you know, with this addiction, you've probably been in many people's corner. You probably backed a lot of people up. But who's truly down for you? Who's down for you? Who's really down for you? And how can you say that they're down for you if you're not down for yourself? If you're really down for yourself, this is something you definitely should be working at. But this is something, I ain't gonna say it like that, because I ain't gonna tell you what to do. But it would be good to take in consideration to work on this. Because you deserve to have a person like you in your life taking care of you. You deserve that. You got the Three of Pentacles here. And you got the King of Cups here. Yeah. You don't have to do this alone. A lot of people think that they have to do things alone. There are so many, whoever you are, there are so many people around you that want to help you with whatever this is. They want to help you. And true enough, it's embarrassing to be like, oh, I need help. That is probably the hardest sentence to ever say in all history. I mean, in all the human language is, hey, I need help. It's really difficult. Because in our society, they teach you that you should already have a handle on it. You're an adult. You should be able to do this or you should be able to do that. And truth is, we can't. We can't do everything. That's just we put way too many expectations on ourselves. This is something that you definitely need help with. But they're asking you to, you know, find you others who also want to accomplish the same goal. I always, on this channel, I always talk about how spirits are communal, okay? So that's why you don't see millionaires and billionaires hanging out with people who don't have any money. If you want to kick this, you're going to have to hang around people who want to recover from it. You're going to have to hang around people who want to heal themselves. You got to hang around yourself. You got to hang around people who have something to lose. I mean, have a purpose for getting clean. Even if you don't have one or you need help discovering your own way, the best way to start is being around somebody who is getting clean too, and the reason why they are getting clean. And if you're gonna beat this addiction, you need to there's gotta be some kind of purpose behind it. You gotta find your purpose, the reason of why you're quitting it. Because if you don't have that purpose, you're going to fall right back into it. And it's got to be a powerful purpose. It's got to be a strong purpose. Whether it's somebody you don't want to let somebody else down. Somebody gave you a fine reputation to live up to. Whatever it may be, you got to find that purpose. You got the Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah. Personal goals. Inner alignment. Fear of the unknown. That's one thing that made it real difficult for me to stop smoking. And I'm not saying it's the exact same thing, because everybody got different stuff that they, addicted to. But at one point, I was addicted to like smoking really bad. Okay. And what really caused me to like stop smoking was I didn't know what my life would be like without it. It got that bad. I didn't know what my life would be like without it. I couldn't see my life without it. Anytime I wanted to have fun, I roll up and we smoke. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, weed. I ain't talking about all that other stuff. But I couldn't see my life without it. Then eventually I saw something that I really wanted. And it was, I wanted to get a new job, a really good new job. I didn't know when they were going to call me. So I couldn't have Dirty P, because I knew that was my one chance to make it out. So what I did my best to stop. I did the best to curve it. Because what? I found a purpose. I found something better than myself. I found self-worth. I knew I deserved more than what I was getting. This is just how I found my purpose. I knew that I deserved more than what I was getting. I was tired of the way that I was being treated. But I couldn't do nothing about it, because I couldn't keep my pee clean long enough to pass a drug test. That was my purpose for leaving it alone. Your purpose is going to be something else. And if you don't have your purpose, that's fine. A lot of people think you got to have everything all figured out. You don't. Talk to people. You know what I'm saying? There's people around you. Find out what their purpose for getting clean is. Find out their purpose for not doing it at all. Find out. Find out. And then just, journal. Find your own purpose. Yeah, find you a purpose. Give yourself a purpose. Queen of Swords out here. Yeah, that's the truth. That's what I just said was speaking the truth. Yeah, a lot of people, your own. When God created us, he created us in his image. Who do you know that create things in their image? A parent soul. If God created us in his image, we are like God. Which means what? We have the ability to create your own purpose. If you're not sure, it's okay to copy off other people. A lot of people are like, oh, no, it's okay to copy off other people in a circumstance like this. That's okay. Because what's going to happen is you may get to a certain point and realize, well, I ended up relapsing. So apparently that purpose isn't strong enough. I have to find a purpose that's stronger than that. Whether it's you helping somebody else get off of it, or you being an example for somebody who's coming up to stay off of it. Nine of Pentacles. It's affecting your money, especially if it comes to the money. Like, I don't know how you feel about your money and stuff like that, and I'm not saying money is everything, but I am saying, like, if you like money, or if you want more things, more beautiful things and stuff in your life, this is where you're going to get that. This is what you got to cut back on. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, when it comes to like this addiction thing, you can't be afraid to be alone. I'm just going to tell you that now. You can ask people for help. You can get teamwork and stuff like that. And it's really good, because some people will be with you. But you have to prepare for when you're alone. If you prepare yourself when you got people helping you, and you prepare yourself to conquer it as if you are alone, and I'm not talking about shutting people out, but conquering it every day as if you're alone. When you are alone and it comes up, it's not going to be a problem for you. It's not going to be as hard as you think. The people that's around you and stuff, they're going to still keep doing it and stuff like that. It's going to look like they having a great time. That's why you're going to have to change your circle too. You have to change your circle. You have to cut some people out. You ain't going to have to deal with certain people. You have to enforce your boundaries and say no. Why? Because you deserve it. You deserve that. And don't let nobody else tell you anything different. You deserve that. You deserve to have somebody in your life that care about you. And honestly, ain't nobody going to care about you more than you care about yourself. You got the justice card out here in reverse. Yeah. Because, you know, a lot of times when you are in addiction or you have some kind of addiction, people treat you wrong. They treat you unfairly. They treat you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll put it like this. I have people who are addicted in my family. I met people who are addicted. I worked with them and stuff like that. And I've seen how they're judged and criticized. In my life, I even judged and criticized people that was addicted. And I'm just going to be honest. I did do that. But when you have somebody close to you that go through it, it changes some things. You see how good of a person that they are and how bad people dog them. And then when you come across people like that in your life, you don't want to see that happen to them. You want to see them do better. We want to see you do better. We know you can do it. Your better isn't, and that's another thing. You doing better isn't the way we envision you doing better. Your version of doing better could be, hey, I went 3 hours without a drink today. That's better. So that's another thing you might have to tune out too, is your progress can't be attuned to other people's expectations. Create your own expectations for your what you consider to be an accomplishment and celebrate them, but not with the addiction now. I'm just going to put that out there. But yeah, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. I don't know nobody who don't have a favorite snack, a favorite thing to do to celebrate themselves. You deserve to celebrate yourself. Because, you know, like I say, it's not fair to you. It's not fair that you have to go through this by yourself like that. And the reason why you probably go through it by yourself, trying to quit by yourself, because you don't want to put other people, you don't want to burden other people. But either way, you have to accept the fact that it's the people that love you is going to be a burden to them in some kind of way. But how you deal with it is the important aspect. Then you got the Eight of Pentacles out here. Yeah, it's not right because you were that man. This hit so much. This hit home for me because, like I say, with my brother, he was one of the hardest workers I ever met in my life. But he was addicted. Now imagine if you work that same hard, as hard as you do. You work hard like that. But without having to give your money to people. Because when you beat this here, it's not going to be, it ain't going to be easy. This is the hardest fight of your life. And I'm going to tell you, it's in the Bible. Fight like this is in the Bible. And I'm going to tell you, you know, this fight right here that you're going through, this addiction, is in the Bible. And it had to do with Jacob and Jacob's ladder, right? Remember when Jacob had wrestled with that angel? I believe it was Jacob wrestled with that angel. And he said, I'm not going to let you go till you bless me. And he wrestled and he wrestled and he wrestled. That's the same thing that's got to happen with this addiction. You're going to have to wrestle with it. You're going to have to, it's going to whisper to you. It's going to tell you all kind of things. It's going to make you doubt yourself. It's going to, you know, you're going to have all kind of reasons to go back. All kind of reasons. And I ain't going to say that you never relapse again because you may. But all I'm saying is come back. Come back. It may happen. Come back. Just come back. Just don't quit. Just don't quit trying to quit. That's all people can ask of you. Don't quit trying to let it go. Don't quit trying to quit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Don't quit trying to quit. You're already a hard worker. You're already a hard worker. What else can we ask of you? You can't ask anything greater than the best from other people. You can't ask for anything other than their best. And if your best don't live up to somebody's expectation, you don't need them in your life because they're going to send you nothing but negativity and they're going to keep you in that addictive state. You don't need them. Look at that. Yeah. There's places, there's a lot of, I mean, don't get me wrong, some places, you know, is definitely not suitable for, you know, but yeah, if you have to go, I mean, you know what I'm saying, you got to go, you can get help from different communities. There's a lot of different places that you can go to help you. And a lot of people, you know, it's embarrassing. People, you don't want people in your business and all that other stuff. I understand that. But all I'm asking is that you put your pride aside one time for the sake of what you love the most. That's all it takes. If you're strong enough to put your pride aside one night, one time, to go get what you need to do, that right there will be like the pinnacle of your best. That'll be the best version of yourself that you know, that would be the best of the best that you had to offer at any time, because you acknowledge that you do want to try at least, and you're going to give it the best that you got. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Temperance. The universe says, basically saying, if you try, excuse me, I'm so sorry, excuse me. At the worst, I mean, basically, if you, a lot of people think with addiction that you have to quit, right? But this goes back to what I told my brother. Sometimes, I don't know if y'all can see that word or not, but it boils down to moderation. Right next to harmony, moderation. Moderated. It doesn't control you, you control it. You control it. Now, perceive if you could. Now, let's say if you were, I don't know how competitive you are, but if you definitely are a competitive person, what kind of person would you be if you let somebody just walk over you and do what they want to do with you? Now, imagine that addiction being a person trying to bully you and take over your life and make you do things you wouldn't ordinarily do. After a while, you ain't gonna want to go for that. You're gonna do your best to try to stand up. And the best way to stand up is go get some help. Find other people that can help you so y'all can jump them. That's the best way I can say. You might have to reach out to a service to help you jump it. You know what I'm saying? Jump that shit. Jump that up. You know what I mean? All right, that's all I got. If it resonated, you know, I love y'all all. Y'all take it easy. And for my addicted people, I'm definitely going to pray for you, you know, that everything goes smooth and everything. So I love y'all all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.